Welcome to another On Deck Baseball product summary video. Today we're going to be back in the On Deck Baseball Pro version of the game, and I have to say I haven't been this excited for a release in this version of the game since the original Pro starter set. This is On Deck Baseball Legends of the Game 1 and Legends of the Game 2. We are going to dive into these sets and take a look at some of the players. We probably won't go through every single one, but we'll give you a nice viewing of the players that are contained within each set. In the On Deck Baseball Legends of the Game 1 set is pre-baseball history up through 1949, and then the Legends of the Game 2 set is going to be 1950 to modern day baseball. Before we do that, if you could hit that thumbs up, leave a comment below. That all helps these videos reach a broader audience. Also wanted to mention, if this is your first time checking out On Deck Baseball Pro and you have not gotten any of the other sets, you can add on a starter material add-on to either one of these sets. You don't have to start out with one. You can go right to two if you like. And that add-on will get you the instruction manual as well as all of the pitcher batter cards, the situation cards, as well as the dice needed to play the game. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive into our first set here. Now there will be a link at below the video for both of these sets, and the first one we're going to take a look at. And how do you know what set you have in On Deck Baseball? You open up the leaf, and there we go, Legends of the Game 1. This is going to be your early baseball history through 1949 set, and we're going to start right off with number 1 on the base paths and number 1 in your hearts. Well, maybe not number 1 in your hearts. Ty Cobb. He is the first player in the set. You'll notice that all the cards are going to be numbered here, and they are consecutive between Legends of the Game 1 and Legends of the Game 2. So you have 150 cards in each set. This is going to be numbered 1 through 150, and Legends of the Game 2 will be numbered 151 through 300. So we start off with Ty Cobb. These are going to take your 5-year peak averages. Those are 5 consecutive years to get you your average stats for his career. So you can consider these career cards, but it is going to be their top 5 consecutive years averaged out. So obviously you got your speed, base running skills by Ty Cobb, your bat skills. Not a whole lot of power, but it is a pretty nice matrix on the back of that card. Full color cards on front and back, as well as the picture of your player. So number 1, Ty Cobb. Then we're going to shoot over to number 2. Josh Gibson. So for your Negro League players, it's going to be 162 game-based average. That is going to give you your stats, so that's extrapolated over an entire season to show what they could have done within a full season in the major leagues. So we have Josh Gibson here in his Homestead Grays uniform. Again, full color on the back, great matrix for him. And number 3, you'll notice an Easter egg, and number 3, Babe Ruth, is going to be next in the set. Great card for him. 5-year peak average of 370 average, 47 home runs, and a little sneak peek at that matrix on the back there. So as we continue through, we have Shoeless Joe Jackson, Heine Manouche. We're going to start skipping through. There is not a bad place to stop in this set. You got Frank Chance of Tinkers to Evers to Chance. Got Nap LaJoy. Look at that batting. 5.55 across the board. 367 5-year peak average. Dan Brothers here, checking out the early history of the game here. Carl Hubble. Charlie Root. So these are going to be players that are not just Hall of Famers. Obviously you saw that with Joe Jackson early on. Charlie Root's not a Hall of Famer. Joe Gordon, great second baseman for New York. Mel Ott, 511 home runs career-wise, and a great card here for Ott. Eddie Cicotte. Ken Williams. Pete Reiser, one of the great what-if stories of baseball history with the Brooklyn Dodgers. Had a great career ahead of him, and I believe he crashed into a wall, took a lot of injuries, played 150% is what his teammates said, and it limited his playing time due to injuries. Enos Slaughter. Lou Boudreau. Jim O'Rourke, another prehistory, early history baseball player. Mule Suttles. We have a lot of Negro League players in this set. Rabbit Marinville. Great shortstop. Sam Rice. Bobby Wallace. Freddie Lindstrom. And then ending out the set, we have Fred Clark, Hall of Fame outfielder for Pittsburgh. So that is going to be your Legends of the Game 1 set. A lot of players through there. I'll tell you what, I'm going to cut the deck one more time, see who we get. We got a Walter Johnson there, a Lou Gehrig, Mel Ott again. We're talking some great players here. Elmer Flick, Chick Heffy. So that is Legends of the Game 1. We're going to go over to Legends of the Game 2 now. Legends of the Game 2 is your 1950 to modern baseball. So we're talking players in the Hall of Fame, players that might not necessarily made the Hall of Fame, and players that may be on their way to the Hall of Fame. All players are retired in this set. We're going to start off with one of the most important baseball players in modern history, and that is Jackie Robinson. Great 5-year peak average, 329, 16 home runs, 23 stolen bases, and he has a second base, third base, and first base ratings for position. Moving on, we got Ivan Rodriguez, Pudge behind the plate. One of the best catchers in history. Bo Jackson. Could have been a Hall of Fame player had he not hurt his hip. Maybe if he started out with just baseball and not football. It's another great what-if story in baseball history. Willie Mays, card number 200. What more could be said about the Say Hey Kid? Passed away recently, a big loss to baseball. One of the best, if not the best players to play the game. Jim Bunning, fantastic pitcher. A-Rod is in there. Monty Irvin, another great Negro League player that made it to the majors. Red Schoendeist. Tony Perez, big part of the 1975 Big Red Machine. Kirby Puckett, 1987 Minnesota. Again, these are 5-year peak averages. Ted Big Clue Kluszewski. Look at the arms on that guy. One of my favorite artwork pieces. First baseman, 5-year peak average of 37 home runs. Let's take a look at his matrix on the back there. Pretty good. Bill Madlock. Not a Hall of Famer, but there could be a case made for him. Rich Goose Gossage. Jim Cott. Eric Davis. Another what-if story in Major League Baseball. Injuries. He had a cancer diagnosis during his career. He was one of the greatest players in the 80s, a feared hitter. Fred Lynn. Luis Aparicio. And then the all-time hit king, Pete Rose. Love him or hate him, he's in this set for you. So that is 150 cards again in the Legends of the Game 2. And there's 150 players in Legends of the Game 1. 300 total. And again, you can get that add-on materials for either set if you want to start out in On Deck Baseball that way. These are a couple of the great sets that are offered through On Deck Baseball. There's also Baseball's History's Best of the Best, which will give you the best teams in history in a set, and then also playoff replays. So if you guys have any questions or comments, let me know below. These are fantastic releases. I'm excited to be able to offer these to you. It's been a project in the works for quite a while. If you could, hit that thumbs up and leave a comment below. And I do appreciate you spending some time with me. I hope you enjoy these sets as much as I have and will in the future. Thank you. Have a great day.